Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. This isn't like a full-on review of the product we're going to talk about, which is the Saramonic Blink 500 B2 Plus. This is a 4-in-1 wireless mic system. I've been using this now for the past month, and I've been just in the market for a good wireless mic system. And that's mainly because I used to record having the mic in front of me, and you always feel like you have to be positioned a certain way. I had been using also the Rode Wireless Go 2, but I only had the transmitter, which I had to record internally into and then have to plug it into my computer to move the audio, and then I had to sync it up in my editing software, and I wanted to just simplify everything. If you're a content creator, somebody that's looking to getting into this, you want to keep it as simplified as possible. If you're just a one-man, do-it-all type creator, that's the way I've been doing this channel from day one. You want to cut out as many steps as possible. So what the Saramonic Blink 500 B2 Plus has been able to do is it's allowed me to wirelessly record my audio to my camera, but I can also use it plugged into my phone and record my audio wirelessly that way. So even if you're not looking to get into YouTube, let's say you just, want to make your TikTok videos, make the audio better, or Instagram, or anything on your mobile phone, you can take advantage of that. Because of everything that comes with this, which we'll talk about. And before we get into anything, I think we should really start with the price of this. It comes in at $129, which I think is pretty crazy. The Rode Wireless Go 2 transmitter that I have, which is just, basically what you're seeing here with the Saramonic, that alone I had spent $115 or $120 just for the transmitter. So $129, what you're getting with Saramonic's Blink 500 B2 Plus is you're getting a charging case, which houses two transmitters. It houses a receiver, and it comes with a lightning connector and a USB-C connector. All of that is right there in the charging case. Also, what you get when you buy this is you get two wind muffs. You get a TRS and a TRRS connecting cable, depending on what you're using. So you can basically use this wireless mic system with anything that you have. So anything that you would create content with, you would be able to use this to record audio wirelessly with. So to kind of sum up what this is, and again, this isn't going to be a review. This isn't going to dive deep into the specs. I normally don't talk about microphones, but I know a lot of you guys do create content. I know a lot of content creators watch other content creators, and this is just something I've found that's made recording on my channel super simple and very easy to do. You get two transmitters, which are basically these two wireless microphones. They are omnidirectional, so it'll pick up everything kind of around you. It does have two levels of noise canceling. It also has built-in gain settings. I think it says it has up to 17 different levels of gain. And that's important because on the camera that I'm using right now, I dialed everything back. So the camera is not trying to amplify anything. It's not trying to add anything extra to what my mic is already picking up. And then I just adjusted the gain on the mic itself. It just kept everything very simple, and it's relying more on my microphone and not so much on the camera. Also on these transmitters, it has a headphone out. So you can plug in, headphones if you want to monitor to see how loud you're talking or how it's picking up. And there's also a mic mute button. So if you want to mute it at any time, especially if you're using both of these at the same time, because you can use this in an interview scenario where one person's wearing one transmitter and you're wearing the other, and it can record both at the same time. And that's just, it's convenient. And again, I did not expect anything, especially in this price range, to be able to do that. And then the receiver that it comes with is a 2-channel receiver. This is what's allowing you to record both channels at the same time. It does have an OLED display. It's very easy to see your settings on here. You can record in mono and in stereo. Now, I record all of my stuff in mono. I think it just keeps everything better balanced. You don't have to worry that, if it picked up too much out of the left and not so much out of the right. I've always found it easier just to record in mono. It also has a 75 and a 150 hertz low cut filter. So if you're in a room where there's an AC unit or something that might be making a noise that you don't want to pick up, and you want it to just kind of be able to pick up your voice, but not something of that type of frequency, you're able to block those things out. And the battery life on these are actually very convenient as well, because on the transmitters you can get about 20 hours. On the receiver you can get about 16 hours, and the case that you have will charge both of these 1.5 times. So, easily over 40 hours, I think, on the transmitters, and again, about 40 hours on the receiver. So I rarely charge this case, and I record, 4 to 5 times a week. And it's just been so convenient to be able to look at the case. You can see it right on the front. There's 4 different battery lights, so you can see about how much battery life is left in the charging case. It's just simply a USB-C input to charge it. And everything that's in it, is always charged. If you want to compare this to like DJI's new mic system, or even again the Rode Wireless Go 2, those are much more expensive setups. Not everybody has that kind of cash to be able to throw, especially if they're getting into YouTube. And I've been into YouTube for almost 10 years now, or maybe it is, I don't know. It's been around 10 years. And a package like this at $129, it has served me well over the past month. And because it's so convenient, and because it's so easy to use, I plan on just using this. So that in itself, I feel like already says quite a bit. Now, if you're somebody that's looking to record basically way away from the device you're using, it can get up to 490 feet away, as long as there's no obstacles in the way. I don't record anything like that, so I didn't really test this, but it is nice to know that I can walk around the room and talk and point out things if I wanted to. If I wanted to record outdoors, you don't have to be this close to your camera. I mean, for the most part, especially earlier videos, I usually would record with a microphone that I needed to be right in front of, and it would needed to be plugged into, something plugged into my computer. And I've found that it's so much more easier not to be tethered to anything. I just prefer to have everything wireless, just because it makes things so much easier. And that's why I pretty much have stuck to using this over the past month. Now, as far as the recording quality, now this does not record in 32-bit float, so you do have to make sure that your levels are good. You don't want to have them peak, because if it's 32-bit float, it'll make sure, even if you start yelling, it'll never distort or go over the levels it needs to. So like in my camera, I can see my levels. I had to make sure to turn all the levels down on the camera so that it's not amplifying anything. And then I just adjusted the gain from the mics itself, and I wanted to get it at a level that I could. And this is how I talk, so I know how loud I'm going to be talking, and I've never had any peaking issues with my audio. It does record in 24-bit, not 32-bit, which again, I've recorded with this over the past month. I've had no complaints as far as what I'm hearing. I've not had anybody complain or say that your audio sounds different. My audio today is going to sound different because I've been sick over the past probably 4 or 5 days, and I know that I sound like crap. And this is probably the worst type of video to do when you're talking about like microphone quality, and me personally, I just sound awful. But again, I think there's so many people out here that this could benefit. If you're a content creator, you're looking to getting into doing YouTube videos, or if you're somebody that does TikTok videos or Instagram, or if you're looking for vlogging, even just interviewing people, because it comes with 2 transmitters, I think the whole key to this thing is just the ease of use. It's so simple. The audio quality I feel like is really good. Again, this is probably not the best way to showcase it when I'm sick, and I obviously don't sound like I normally do, but the mic quality has been great. I feel like the signal has been great. I've had no issues with it not sending what I'm talking. Everything's been crystal clear. So it's been a very reliable system to use. And so again, that's why I wanted to do this video. Again, this isn't a full-on review. This is really just a recommendation to creators or people that's just interested in wanting to up their audio quality from maybe just using their phone or maybe just using their camera. And I've upped it from using more expensive setups. And it's just because I want things to be simpler. It makes just turning on your camera and creating your content that much easier, because it's less that you have to mess around with. I don't have to make sure that my mic is plugged in, or that, something is powered. I don't have to make sure Audacity's up in the computer and I can see that my levels are good over here. Creating content should really be as simple as turning on your camera and just talking. And that's essentially what I feel like I'm doing now. And so it's taking so much of the other thought process out of things. And I think that's big, especially if you're just a single content creator and you're just like a one-man show. I'm the only one controlling everything, and it's made things so much easier. But guys, that's my video on the Saramonic Blink 500 B2 Plus. Again, it is a 4-in-1 wireless mic system. You pretty much can plug it into anything that you have, record your audio wirelessly, and I cannot stress enough how convenient and how great it's been using this over the past month. If you're interested in checking it out, I will have it linked in the description. But guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.